This starts with an online challenge. It went viral, and it also went very wrong. Another YouTube challenge has gone viral, and it's called the Duct Tape Challenge. The goal is to break free of the duct tape wrapped around one's body. But for one Washington teen, the popular challenge landed him in the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Wrapped in duct tape and unable to move his limbs to break his fall, 14-year-old Skylar Fish lost his balance, went crashing into a window frame, slamming his head on the cement, causing damage to his brain, and potentially blinding him for life. And joining us now from Washington, our Skylar, who you just saw was severely injured during this duct tape challenge, and his mom, Sarah. Mom, I want to start with you. Did you know that kids were playing around with these types of challenges? This duct tape challenge?
I didn't know that they were doing this. They were supposed to go hang out for an hour and be back.
And Sarah, we all as parents worry about our kids when they drive, getting into a car accident, drinking, random accidents. But this as a prank that's going viral on social media, what was your first emotional reaction? Was it shock? Was it anger? Was it sorrow? What was it?
Oh, I was shocked. I thought, I've always educated him on, drinking and other things that teenagers are supposed to get into and be worried about. I just didn't think that I would have to be worried about duct tape.
Skylar, looking at you now, I mean, those injuries you had pretty severe. Falling through the glass, biggest thing was falling down, hitting your head. I know that you suffered an orbital fracture. Like we said in the piece, potentially you could have lost your eye from that. Right now you look pretty good. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm really glad that my recovery is going well.
Your vision's all right?
Yeah.
Well, and I don't think anyone intended for this to happen, but certainly these are the dangers. Skylar, I just want to say we're happy that you're alive. Yeah. And I mean that sincerely. Thank you both for joining us. Stacy, I want to address two areas of concern here. The first is the child, the second is the parents. Why are kids so drawn to doing things that we can step back and look at and are just horrifically stupid?
Right.
Duct taping yourself so you can't move.
Right.
If you're going to fall, you're going to hit your head. You're going to hit your head. There's really no other way to break your fall.
Right. Well, one of the things we know about teenagers is developmentally, there's a lot going on. There's hormones, their brains are getting really active, and so they just don't think in the way that we adults would think. But I also think the social media stuff and YouTube has really done this to our kids because they are feeling a sort of peer pressure. Like they want to be like the guy in the video. They want to see if they can do what the person in the video did. And from the parent angle, I tell parents you need to keep up on what these kids are doing. What is the latest trend? What is the latest thing that all kids are trying to do? And make sure that you're talking to your kids about it.
And knowing that they're going to be pushed to the limit. I mean, back in the old days, somebody would dare you to jump off this high dive or something. Peer pressure, but you didn't have social media, you didn't have phones documented. Now when somebody dares you to do something, I mean, hundreds, if not thousands of people are part of that dare.
Right, and that's part of the appeal for some kids. They want to be noticed, they want their 15 seconds of fame, and so they end up with the pain instead.
And I think also medically, we have to remember that the frontal lobe in our brain, which is responsible, you alluded to it, Stacy, it's responsible for our it's called executive function, our decision-making, our judgment. That is immature until mid-20s. For some people, even older, Drew. But I'm kidding. But in fact, in terms of developmental milestones, the job of a teenager, their developmental task is to take risks.
Yes.
So to some extent, again, this is normal, but when it goes beyond that is where, as parents, and as anyone dealing with a teenager, you have to have your guard up.
And that may be true about the frontal lobe. I couldn't agree more, medically speaking. But I do believe that, I remember being that age, and there's still fear. And I think that may be part of the discussion with your child. If you're fearful of something and you genuinely think it could destroy your life, like in this case, teaching them to have the strength to say, hell no, you're not going to duct tape my arms to my body.
I really think that he didn't think that. I mean, they didn't think it was dangerous or